Welcome back to Straight Facts by Dinar Investor.
Dow rises more than 450 points as report says US and China reached a partial trade deal. Fred Imbert published Thursday, October 10, 20,196, 5 p.m. EDT updated moments ago. Stocks rallied on Friday amid growing optimism around US-China trade talks. The Dow Jones Industrial Average surged 466 points, or 1.8%. The S&P 500 rose 1.7%, while the Nasdaq Composite jumped 2%. The gains put the Dow and S&P 500 on track to snap a 3-week losing streak. Bloomberg News reported the two sides struck a partial trade deal, adding this could set up a truce to the ongoing US-China trade war. China would agree to some agricultural concessions while the US would agree to some tariff relief. To be sure, the two countries have been close to reaching a deal before and then failed to strike an accord. Talks broke down in May, which resulted in China letting its currency weaken versus the dollar. We've been in similar situations before, with some kind of trade agreement seemingly at hand, but then the talks collapse, said Michael Gerrity, equity strategist at Cornerstone Capital Group. That's, in part, reflecting our mercurial president. The US-China trade war has dragged on for more than a year. In that time, the US has targeted billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods with tariffs. China has retaliated with levies of its own, sparking fears of slower global economic growth and weaker corporate earnings. But sentiment around US-China trade improved after President Donald Trump told reporters on Thursday that talks between the two countries were going really well. His comments came after he tweeted that he would meet with Chinese Vice Premier Liu He at the White House on Friday. The meeting is scheduled to take place at 2:45 p.m. ET. President Donald Trump speaks to reporters after arriving aboard Air Force One at Joint Base Andrews, Maryland, September 26, 2019. Jonathan Ernst, Reuters. Trump's comments were followed by China's securities regulator announcing a timetable to remove a requirement that foreign financial companies must have a Chinese investor. Meanwhile, a White House official told Reuters that Thursday's talks went well, probably better than expected. The New York Times also reported the two sides could announce a deal that would avoid raising tariffs on Chinese goods. Trump also tweeted on Friday that good things were happening during the talks with warmer feelings than in recent past. He later tweeted, "One of the great things about the China deal is the fact that, for various reasons, we do not have to go through the very long and politically complex congressional approval process." Stocks hit their highs of the day following Trump's tweets. While markets are reacting positively to the likelihood of a limited US-China trade deal, it's critical to remember that all existing tariffs are expected to remain in place, said Alec Young, Managing Director of Global Markets Research at FTSE Russell. Until we get a deal that ends existing tariffs, 2020 earnings visibility will remain murky, especially in light of the ongoing weakness in the global growth outlook. Big tech shares such as Facebook, Amazon and Google parent Alphabet all gained at least 1%. Bank stocks also gained steam, as Bank of America and JP Morgan Chase rose more than 1.9% each. Apple jumped 2% and hit an all-time high. Chip makers rose broadly. Micron Technology gained more than 4%, while Xilinx jumped 3.7%. On the data front, the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index came in at 96 for October, topping a Dow Jones estimate of 92.